As she finished the final piece and started her end lines, the camera swung in for its normal closing shot. Just one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, before I say goodnight. I would like to thank all of you for your support over the years. It's been a pleasure reporting to you. She took a sip of water, waiting for the room to stare at her, to get their, and the nation's, attention. The producer, still on the phone, looked over at her. This was not in the script. This has been my final show with World News. I'm sad to leave such an excellent team, but tomorrow's news will be about my husband, Lord Humphrey Benedict, and the crimes he and our landed gentry have been involved in, including the murder of my sister. The producer, holding the phone away from his ear and squinting, stared at her. I will not read the news. I will be the news. Know that everything you are fed is not always the truth. The producer leaned over a studio engineer and pulled out a plug. The cameras shut down. He pulled another and the lights went out. They all stood in darkness. It had started earlier than she thought. She didn't expect the producer to be in his pay. She grabbed her bag and ran to the exit, down hallways and staircases, leaving confused staff turning on lights and staring after her. As she exited the building, her driver was waiting for her. She jumped into the back of the vehicle and shouted at him, "Drive! Drive!" "Yes, miss," he replied, looking at her in the mirror. Catching his eyes, it took a few seconds to understand that he was not the driver she'd booked, trusted. She reached for the door handle as the vehicle's locks clunked in unison. Her bastard husband was one step ahead of her.